Hey guys, I hope some of you guys are sleeping, some of you guys are night owls like me, who knows, but these past days I've been feeling a little like distraught, even though I'm still putting out videos constantly. Every time before I make the video, I just take time. Can you imagine, guys? Today I finished work at 11. I told myself I would make a video when I got home. It is currently 2 a.m. and I'm only making a video now. This is what I mean by I'm a little distraught. I feel a little shot out. I feel a little behind in some aspects. And I don't know, but one thing that keeps coming to me is just the feeling of holding back. One thing that I live by is not living a life of regrets and wishing I would have done this and wishing I would have done that. So I just try my best to do things in the rightest way that I see fit. But then when things don't go my way, I just get this thought of, oh, what if I could have did this, What if I could have did that? And the thing about that is when you spend so much time alone, you don't have a friend to always answer that question for you. So me, I do go and play this little back and forth game with myself sometimes. And I tell myself, well, one part of me is thinking, oh, maybe if I would have did this, maybe if I would have said this, it could have went another way. And then again, there's no one there to convince me otherwise. So me, I have to, answer forth for myself and tell myself, well, no, you did what you could have, you stayed true to yourself regardless of the person who was in front of you. And even if you did more or you try to come off and be someone you weren't, I just feel as if though the end would have been the same and some people just weren't meant to stay. And this is just one of the million things that I think about a lot, but this one has really been weighing heavy on my mind because, well, it's just, I'm just gonna say it. I don't really care to say it. I just there was I'm trying to say this without. Okay, I guess I'll just say this. Seeing someone in front of you, let's say someone you were close to before, but then kind of had a little rough patch with, but then imagine how it would feel to see that person hypothetically dying in front of you, regardless of the state you were in with that person currently, you would still feel something for them, and again, I guess it's different for some people, I guess if you put like your ex, for instance, some people may say, no, fuck that nigga, stomp on that nigga, stuff like that. I don't give a fuck about that nigga. But I feel like for others, there's a soft spot that'll be there regardless of how things went. And even if that person wasn't the best person, there's still a soft spot there because the memories that you guys once shared still matter. So I guess now if we take it out the hypothetical thinking and then put it into my shoes, yeah, it feels bad because me, one thing I always try to do is, help people. It's not an obligation. It's something that I just chose to do, a choice of mine. And seeing someone just hurting and watching it happen and you wanting to help and just talk to that person and not being able to, it just feels like you're so close to lending out your helping hand, but then you just feel pulled back. But then it's like the problem with what I'm talking about, and the holding back thing is like, again, the regret thing. And me, I don't, it's kind of hard because I'm just torn in between two different thoughts of one, trying to protect myself, and not have myself look a fool, but then the sympathetic part of me just wanting to reach out and just be there because even if things, like knock on wood type thing, but if things don't go in, well, the way we intend to, and things come out with an unpredictable outcome, that's where the regret comes in, because then that's when you think to yourself, well, maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have said that. Maybe I would have been there more. Maybe I should have been there more. Maybe if I did, maybe. And then you start asking yourself these questions, and you start rethinking your actions. And you start thinking, well, what if I went in another direction? Could this have been avoided? But then for me, sometimes I just get this other thought where some people and the life they choose to lead, their end is always the same. But then again, there's another thought telling me, well, maybe I can help people change. But I don't know. I know you guys might not understand fully where I'm coming from, because this is my thoughts, but I'm just sharing it. But again, this is to be relatable and place of understanding or whatever. And just venting, but this is something I've just been thinking about. And again, these past days, I'm trying to enjoy myself, enjoy life, but every time I get back into the state where I'm focused more on my mind, then that's when I start thinking countless things and having to come up with every answer to the question I'm asking. And the problem is, even though I'm answering the question, there's still uncertainty behind it, because, well, I'm the same one asking the question. So when you're answering and asking, well, you're kind of going in like a circle type thing, like, well, what if this is this? Well, no, that's not that. But then da 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 da. Yeah, but da da da. And then it's like a constant argument, and that's how I feel. Like a war in my mind. I understand that saying so well, because sometimes I truly do just have a fucking war in my mind, and sometimes I just zone out and forget that I'm even living, because I just spend so much time in my head. That's why YouTube and the way I could vent on here, it helps me a lot to not sit up here and actually speak out loud, because the thing is that I like speaking out loud, because if I started on a positive thought, I would go from there. But then once I get into that negative, then it starts like fuming, and I start running in circles in my head. But it's the same thing with a positive thought. Sometimes I could go down trails of positives, but then the thing is, like, I'm so in love with the dark side of things that those are things that I would tend to dwell on more, rather than the happy part of life, the good this and the good this. My poetry, for instance, I focus a lot. When I read back my poetry, I realize I really do focus on the sad parts of life, like the gray outside, the rain, stuff like that. And then, but then, a lot of the parts of my poetry, it starts off with the rain, but then, in the end, it's the rainbow that's brought forth. Where am I going with this? Now I'm getting lost in my thoughts. Sorry, guys. I just feel all over the place a lot of the time, so this is just a part of who I am. I'm crazy, I'm weird. Not everybody gets me, and I find that's one of my best features, that not everybody gets me, because that's what I want for myself, because again, that feeds into that protective barrier, and me not wanting people to know so much or see so much or just understand so much about me, because I'm fine with being understood in certain aspects. If you don't understand me, that's fine, because I feel like it's only a certain kind of person that it takes to truly grasp the type of things that I'm talking about, and truly understand the meaning to the feeling and the words that I'm saying out loud. But to other people, it's just a crazy person in front of you. And well, I could be that crazy person, I suppose. Or maybe I should just go submit myself into a psychiatric ward. But guys, honestly, I couldn't tell you guys go take risk and do stuff you wouldn't do because, I feel like setting the example is the first thing that you should do. But me, on the other hand, I wasn't so good at that. I was good at sitting back and waiting for people to act first and then me act second, or sometimes me not act at all until what I was seeing became a clear image and that the thoughts that I wanted to act on were not going to be something that would turn around and turn on to me. That's why one thing about me is I scope the scenery out, to just understand things. But then again, this has nothing to do with the concept of the video, I know, but sometimes sometimes you're just with friends and stuff. You just get the opportunity to talk for once about yourself, and then you just kind of go all over the place and just do all yada yada yo, and finally just have a chance, like the light is on you, it's finally your time to shine type thing. I guess that's kind of what this is, and a lot of the parts of my YouTube is the part about me that just wants to talk and just have someone there listening. And yeah, it would be nice if someone else was responding other than myself, but for now, I guess it's just gonna be me asking every question, answering the question, running in circles all day and night, not being able to sleep at night. Yeah, these are things that drive me crazy, but these are parts of me, that dark side, that lonely side, that's sitting in my room looking at the roof side. I know you guys might not all get it, so I guess that's all I'm gonna say for tonight. Hope you guys have a lovely night. Catch you guys next time, like always. I hope you guys try to do things that take risks. Do things that's not so much in your norm. Step out of your bubble, and maybe that's something we could try together. And well, that's it for today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, like always.